Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Peace, love, and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, the house of David. Alright, and brothers all around at GMS Boston, coming again with another lesson in transit as I make my way home. And I want to go into critical race theory.
According to Wikipedia, critical race theory is a framework of analysis grounded in critical theory, and an academic movement of civil rights scholars and activists who seek to examine the intersection of race and law in the United States and to challenge mainstream American liberal approaches to racial justice.
Alright, so, this is what got Esau, up in arms, critical race theory, and it's basically teaching everybody what appears to me is, teaching the ugly truth, okay? Alright, teaching the ugly truth about America's, I won't even say past, because with history and world history, you got things that have happened over 2,000 years ago, 3,000. You had the Grecians, you had the over 2,000 years ago, you had the Roman Empire. You go back to Egyptian dynasties over 4,000 years ago, But America is only 200 something years old. So what's been done in America, all right, when it comes to the bad, Esau always wants to make it seem like it was the goddamn ancient world. It was so long ago, about 6 generations removed from, and that's generate 25 years, from slavery, all right, in the 18th century. All right, late 18th century, I may add. Then you had the Jim Crow era. All right. Hell, just in the 60s, things were just so-called desegregated. All right, so Esau wants you to think that, this is America's history, but it's really the same system that allowed them to suppress people is active today. White supremacy in this again, this system that they set up. You as an individual Edomite, you don't gotta go around screaming KKK or with a hood on, or you yourself don't have to be racist. The system that you're in is already racist. In all actuality, the system requires you, all right, not to show racism. Showing racism in this society, all right, will get you punished, all right, because you're exposing something that they already have set up. Man, let me give you an example. If a police officer says something like to the effect, this one police officer said, I've been hunting monkeys all day. A long day of hunting monkeys. They fired him. You have a lot of instances in which police officers have tweeted things or said things, and they've lost their job. They lost their job because you're telling, you're a snitch. All right,
watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
And you're gonna get people riled up. We don't need you to get people riled up. They won't lose their job for killing people because that is their job. You see? So when you're in this system, they don't want you to be blatant out, just straight out blatant racist, because it gets people riled up. It doesn't help them. All right, they need you to be quiet and just allow the system to work. All right, because the system is going to work in the so-called white man's favor every time, because it was this is the way it was founded. All right, the founding fathers made this for them. Okay, so let me see. Let me see real quick, Bill. Let me see if we can get this real quick from this devil. Alright, let me see. Alright, so it says, this is from CNN. Alright, and it says Bill Maher sounds off on teaching critical race theory. Alright, during a discussion about critical race theory with CNN's Chris Cuomo, Bill Maher says that he's all for teaching the history of racism in American schools, but against teaching racism is the essence of America. So you're against the truth. You're against the fucking truth. Alright? But you know what? We gonna teach it. The prophets of the Heavenly Father are gonna teach it. And that's all that matters, is the elect of the nation of Israel, the cream of the crop of you so-called black, Native Americans, and Hispanics, because we know that you Edomites aren't gonna get it. You're the wicked. The scripture say, if a man don't do good for his own people and his own self, how the hell is he gonna do good for you? Or how can you turn a crooked thing straight? Alright, the scripture also says you're the liar and the far level, you're the progenitor of the liar. So of course we don't expect you to teach the truth. Alright?
My problem, and I want to get your take. CRT means nothing to anybody. They don't know what the acronym stands for. It's really not taught anywhere.
You're not even saying the 3 words that it stands for, and people are already going, CRT is...
I don't like it, I don't want it.
Well, let's say what those words are.
Critical race theory.
Yeah.
And the people on the left will mock the ignorance. They're too stupid to know.
Yes.
Here's the problem. They still get to vote for you. And feel overwhelms facts all the time in elections. That's nothing new. People vote on feel.
And it's not a phantom either.
That's right.
There's something going on in the schools that never went on before. Now, I'm not in schools. I have no interaction with children whatsoever. But I do understand this issue because I read accounts from parents, from educators, from people, and this is all over the country. When you say critical race theory, again, this is the binary situation we always find ourselves in this country. If you say that on MSNBC, people think that's a great thing because they're finally teaching an honest history of racism in this country, which I know no one who is against that. I'm certainly not against that. I think, I remember what my education was with American history. We learned about the Civil War. I mean, they mentioned racism. We understood slavery and Lincoln and blah, blah, blah. But they didn't really go into it any more than Gone with the Wind goes into it. It was there, but you didn't feel it viscerally. Now we're doing that, and I think that's a good thing. People should understand that. That's different than teaching that racism is the essence of America. That's what people get upset about. Or involving children who are probably not old enough or sophisticated enough to understand this very complicated issue. It's a very complicated...
Yeah, let me stop it there. See, the problem is that racism is embedded in the essence of America in so much it's in the Constitution. All right? Racism being in the Constitution, matter of fact, let's do it like this. What is a constitution?
Here's the definition of constitution. A body of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is acknowledged to be governed.
The black man being 3/5 of a man. Now you see on your screen, right? The black man being 3/5 of a man. All right? So this is embedded inside the Constitution. Slavery is embedded inside the Constitution. As a matter of fact, Dred versus Scott. Let's look that up. Dred versus Scott. Dred versus Scott. You see this? This is Dred versus Scott case, all right? It says it was a landmark decision of the United States Supreme Court in which the court held that the United States Constitution was not meant to include, all right, American citizenship, in this case, African American citizenship. So in the Constitution, in the body, let's go back. What's the definition of Constitution?
Here's the definition of Constitution. A body of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is acknowledged to be governed.
So the fundamental principles, if you replace the Constitution with the Dred versus Scott case, which is the fundamental principles or the establishment proceedings according to which a state or other organization, in this case, is acknowledged to be governed, in this case, the United States of America, okay? The so-called black man is not, cannot be entitled to the liberties and the freedoms of the Constitution. So therefore, racism, that is the definition of racism. Definition of racism.
Here's the definition of racism. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
So according to this, all right, the Oxford Languages, according to the definition of racism, America by default, all right, is racist. It's inherently racist. The essence of America is racist. The establishment of America is racist. White only is racist. Black's water fountain is racist. Redlining is racist. Segregation is racist. Enslavement based off of nationality is racist. The westward expansion, racist.